Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Beauty Stitches. Thanks for always coming back, and if you're new here, please don't forget to subscribe. So in this tutorial, I'm teaching you how to make a panel blouse. That's a 6 pieces or 8 pieces blouse. Okay, so this is the basic bodice and the lines already drafted out, showing the chest line, bust line, under bust, waistline, and the top length. Okay, so I drafted two. One will be for the front and the other one will be for the back. Okay, so to start our pattern, I will go ahead and remove the back piece. The back pattern that has been drafted already. That's the back bodies, and go ahead with our pattern, starting with the front piece. Okay, so to start with, we'll be marking our nipple to nipple measurement. Okay, from the chest line down to the top length. Okay, so we'll be marking our nipple to nipple measurement divided by 2. Okay, if your nipple measurement is 8, by 2 is 4, and that is exactly what I am doing in this part. Okay, alright guys, so actually this started from the chest line initially. Okay, so I went ahead to do the same on the chest line. Alright guys, so the next thing we are going to do now is at the bust point, you come down by half an inch, and you also go up by half an inch. This is just so we don't have a pointed curve, okay, when drafting the cup. So I come down to the waistline, the under bust line, and I'll go in by 1.5, depending on the bust size of the person. Okay, you can use 2, you can use 2.5, 3. Okay, but for this measurement, I'll be using 1.5 on this other side, and that's for the side front. Okay, while for the center front, I went in by half an inch. Okay, so I'll do this on the under bust, waistline, and the top length. Okay, so I'll go ahead and join the lines together like so. Okay, alright guys, so after joining the points together like so, the next thing we are going to do is to draw the cup to that mark we have at the bust point. We came down by half an inch, so we'll join the cup together. Okay, we'll join the lines together to the bust point like so. Okay, so the next thing you're going to do is to draw the other line to the armhole point, because this is a bustier panel dress. Okay, so we're going to divide the shoulder line, the armhole line, we divide into 3. So the last point at the lower part is where we are going to join the line to. So we are going to join the line with a slightly curved part of the curved room. Okay, you see what we have. So now from that point, I will come down by 1 inch. Okay, so I will also extend that line, that same point, by 1 inch, which I have come down with. Depending on your preference, if you come down by 1.5 inch, that means you will extend your line to by 1.5 inch. Okay, so we'll draft our curve like so. just so we have a perfect curve. Okay, you see what we have? So that line, apparently the middle line, okay, the middle line will be going off to okay, so we use the curved part of the of the curved rule to have a smooth curve at that point, bust point. Okay, so I'll come down to the shoulder line and measure the neck width. Okay, the one we have there already is just a basic neckline of 3. So I extended it by 1 inch to make it 4 so that I can draft the shoulder slant. So I came down by 7 inches for the neck depth, which I connected to the shoulder like so. Okay, so the next thing we are going to do now is to start by marking out our measurements. We are already done with the basics of the panel dress. Okay, so you mark out your measurement divided by 4, then whatever you take as a dark intake, you return it. For example, if your waistline is 34 divided by 4, you mark it, then you add whatever that intake you have, you add it back, just so we don't have a smaller size of the blouse. Okay, you do the same to the top length. For the top length, you'll be using the upper hip measurement, okay, or your hip measurement divided by 4, you add the that intake, then you mark. So for the armhole, I decided to add 1 inches more, just so we have a perfect curve for the pattern we are drafting. This will also help as allowance for the armhole. Okay, so this is basically it. I'll go ahead and cut out so that you can see what we have. So in the video, in this video I'll be linking how to draft the basic bodies, which I already have, so I can understand better. So when I got to this extent, I discovered that I did not redraft the armhole curve, which I have just done. You see what I have done, guys? So I'll just I place back the one I already cut, and you see the new curve we have. So that is the new armhole. That's the extension we had by 1 inch is what we are going to use to draft out the armhole curve. So that middle part is going off already. Okay, so this is what we have basically. That's our shoulder slant and our neckline. So this is what we have for the center front and the side front. Okay, so we'll go ahead and draft the back part. Okay, so to do this, we'll also come in at the bust line by marking our nipple to nipple measurement, which is 4. So we'll do this on both the bust line, the waistline, and the top length. For the back piece, you don't need the under bust line. Okay, so join the points together like so. Okay, so after that, the next thing we are going to be doing is to mark out our dart intake, which is half an inch on both sides of the line, half an inch. So we'll draft out our dart intake like so. This is just as though you are taking a normal dart on your dress. So from the top length, I came up by 3 inches. If you have watched my video on how to draft a basic body, so you understand this better. I came up by 3 inches and I completed the darts like so. Okay, so on the armhole line, I divided the line by 3 as well. Even for the back piece, you can even divide the armhole line by 2, just for us to have a curve for the princess dart. It doesn't have to be sharp like that of the front because this is the back piece. Okay, so it has to be more straight. Okay, so this is what we have, guys, for the back piece. So this is basically it. Since we are not extending, there's no need for any further addition for the curve. Okay, so I'll go ahead and mark out our measurement, and I'll be adding the dart intake, which is 1 inch. Okay, so I'll go down to the top length as well, and I'll take in our hip measurement divided by 4. There is no dart intake on this side, so it will be like that. So go ahead and join our lines together. Okay, so this is so easy, guys. If you can just follow the steps you're seeing here, it is so easy. So I'll cut it out for us to see what we have. Okay, so guys, please don't forget to subscribe, like, always like my videos, and share with other soulmates or anybody that can be of advantage to this video. So this is the side back and the center back. So this is basically the foundation for the panel blouse. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be doing now is to draft the neckline for the back. I came down by 1.5 inch, so the neck width is still 4, just like the one we have at the front part. So I'll redraft my shoulder slant and I'll cut out the neckline. So this is it, guys. I'll be placing both the front piece and the back piece together. You can see what we have. So next up is for us to now do the expansion or the extension we want to have for the panel dress or the panel blouse. So you can see the way I place this center front at the edge of this paper. Okay, for the center front is just only that side that we are going to be attaching an extra measurement to, because the center front line is going to be having a zipper. But if you are making a dress or a blouse that is not going to be having a front zipper, you can as well add more extension, just as you're seeing it. So I added 4 inches 4 inches extension at the down part. Okay, so which I will now be connecting to the waistline. Note, I am connecting to the waistline, not the under bust line. Okay, so you join the line to be straight at the hem of the pattern. So this is what we have for the center front. Okay, so this is basically it. You see, our panel pattern is ready for the center front. So for the for the side front, we're going to be adding extension on both sides of the pattern. So I'll place the pattern on the center part of this other paper, that is those other off cuts that we have for the paper. That is what we are going to use, so it's not a waste. I placed at the middle where I can have 4 inches on both sides of the paper for us to have our extension. Okay, so you can see how I have marked out the 4 inches. So I'll be connecting it to the waistline of the pattern. Okay, this is actually easier rather than placing the paper one after the other on the sides. Okay, so we are doing both sides at the same time. So this is basically how to cut it out. Okay, all right guys, so this is what we have for the side front. You can see how beautiful and neatly it's coming out. Okay, so this is the side back. Okay, I decided to include the speed a little bit for this part because I discovered that the video was becoming too lengthy. So from the center front and side front, I'm sure you already got how we place the pattern on the paper to cut out the extension. So this is basically what I did on the side back. So for the center back, okay, since the zipper is at the front, not at the back, so for the back, the center part is going to be having an extension. Okay, so this is how we arrive at this beautiful pattern. Okay guys, so you can see what we have. You can see how beautiful and neatly they all came out. You can see how beautiful they are. Thank you so much guys for watching. Like and share, and I'll see you in my next video.